Prichard Cologne's journey to a successful boxing career has been going smoothly for years, but his last fight changed that overnight. Not only did it affect his career, but his life as well. Go along with us as we look back on the story of Prichard Cologne, a once-becoming boxer who lost it all in one night. Prichard Cologne Melendez is a Puerto Rican boxer and was vying for the title of world champion back in 2015. Cologne was born to Puerto Rican parents in Maitland, Florida on the 19th of September 1992. He showed an early interest in boxing and had trained for it at an early age, which prompted him and his parents to settle back to his parents' hometown at the age of 10 for him to have a chance to represent his country. There, he had also completed business administration at Universidad del Sagrado Corazón in San Juan, Puerto Rico. The fight that started his career happened in Albergue Olímpico, located in Salinas, Puerto Rico. There, he obtained the nickname Digget, derived from the word digger, referring to his height. His amateur career consisted of Cologne gaining popularity due to him winning 5 national championships in both the 141 and 152-pound divisions. Digget had also won the gold medal during the 2010 Pan American Youth Championship in the 64-kilogram category, wherein he represented his very own island. He had tried his luck and fought at the Brazil pre-Olympics to compete for the 2012 Summer Olympics that were held in London, but on the third round, he had unfortunately lost to a Venezuelan fighter. Prichard Cologne then kick-started his professional boxing career of 3 years after in 2013, ending his amateur career with a staggering record of 170 wins and 15 losses. Cologne had started his career in an impressive style, winning his very first boxing bout with a KO in the opening round against Xavier LaSalle, held at the Cosme Betia Salamo Coliseum in Cantano, Puerto Rico. Fight after fight, the Puerto Rican boxer continued to prove why he was worth the support while he was still considered a rookie and why he belongs in the big leagues. His schedule was fully packed the years succeeding his debut year, where he had competed 5 times in the year 2013 and 7 times in the year 2014. Cologne's most notable fight was against Vivian Harris, former WBA World Light Welterweight champion, gaining an astonishing knockout in the 4th round held in Ricoh Coliseum in Toronto, Canada. But, as they say, life is full of surprises and mystery, as Cologne was brought back to the realization as to how boxing as a sport and as a source of income was as life-threatening and risky as they warned it to be. A month after his fight with Vivian Harris, establishing him with a record of 16 wins and 0 losses with 13 KOs, Cologne's last boxing match took an unexpected turn, causing his life to go downhill. It was the 3rd bout in less than 3 months of the then 20-year-old boxer going against another undefeated prospect, then 31-year-old American boxer Tyrell Williams, who had the record of 14 wins and 0 losses with 12 KOs. The match took place on the 17th of October 2015 in Eagle Bank Arena in Fairfax, Virginia, in a compromised fight between the welter and the super welter division. The fight was not originally part of Cologne's scheduled fights that year. However, the fight was added as Andre Dirrell, an American professional boxer, stepped out from his fight with Australian Blake Cabarello due to medical reasons. What could have been if that wasn't the case, right? The fight was not looking good for Cologne from the very start. Receiving rabbit punches, blows on the back of the head that was considered illegal from Williams, had him losing his momentum and consciousness little by little as the match progressed. Although Cologne's corner keeps on insisting that the referee do something about it, the referee continues to disregard such a move. However, when Cologne had hit a rather low blow to the groin area of Williams, he was then reprimanded by the referee, deducting Cologne 2 points, wherein he had also negotiated that Williams stop with the rabbit punches, and Cologne stop with the low blows. Nevertheless, Williams continued with his rabbit punches. When Cologne received a rather powerful blow on his nape on the 7th round, he went down, telling the doctor on the scene that he was feeling dizzy and his head was hurting. Yet Dr. Ashby, the ringside doctor, stated he could still go on, thus the match continued shortly after. Williams was then deducted a point by the referee on that round due to his advances. Then rolls the 9th round. Not only was it the breaking point of Cologne's career, but unknowingly his life would change forever. With a misunderstanding that the bout was over on his corner's part, Cologne proceeded to take off his gloves, which then resulted in his disqualification, ending the match in an instant. After this disappointing mistake, Cologne proceeded to rest in his dressing room and was telling his mom that he was dizzy and his vision is blacking out from the fight. Shortly after, he was reportedly sliding down from his chair, vomiting, and then collapsed a moment after. As his family panicked, the ambulance was called and everything was just in disarray. Colon was then taken to the Innova Fairfax Hospital, where he went to surgery but had sadly slipped into a coma not long after. Due to the brain damage caused by the fight, Colon then proceeded to stay in a coma for 221 days, around 7 months. His final diagnosis is unresponsive wakefulness, commonly known as a vegetative state. The only thing Colon could do on his own was breathe, needing assistance for the rest. It was truly an upsetting sight for his parents and sister as they looked at their once outgoing loved one go through this star-crossed event just because he wanted to fulfill his dream to be the world champion. Fans were hysterical as they received the ill-fated news. A year and a half after the unfortunate bout between Williams and Colon's parents filed a lawsuit of more than $50 million against the ringside doctor and promoters connected with the October 17, 2015 match that left Prichard Colon in a vegetative state. The complaint was against Dr. Richard Ashby, who failed to stop the Williams-Colon match after hearing Colon complain about feeling dizzy and the back of his head hurting, knowing full well that Colon would be continuously hit on the back of his head if the match proceeds. The complaint was also against the promoters, Headbangers Boxing, and the Bella Entertainment, as they were negligent in providing a ringside physician with the necessary qualifications, experience, and competence during the bout. However, even after presenting their claims, Virginia's Department of Professional and Occupational Regulation, who had investigated the bout, had concluded that although the state that Colon found himself after the bout with Williams was tragic, there is not one action so apparent and/or so egregious to justify laying the blame to any one person, they told Outside the Lines. Chief physician and neurologist for the Maryland State Athletic Commission, John Stiller, who had watched the fight, had told Outside the Lines the fight should have been stopped at that moment in the 7th round. And I still cannot think of a medically sound reason it wasn't. The combination of receiving a blow or blows to the head resulting in a boxer complaining of a headache and dizziness requires an immediate stoppage. With this statement, Colon's lawsuit contends that Ashby, who was also a boxing promoter, had a conflict of interest when making the decision. Thus, he did not have the necessary qualifications to be a ringside physician. They also stated that the promoters were held responsible for ensuring the safety of the fighters during a boxing match, especially since the sport itself can cause potential injuries to the fighters. Although the stoppage of the bout at the 7th round could not have prevented the brain damage, it could have mitigated the intensity of the injury since the continuation of the fight would have subjected Colon to further blows to the head, Dr. Stiller added. According to the article written in ESPN Sports News in March 2017, Virginia's investigative report also noted that the referee present on the match, Joe Cooper, could have been more aggressive in calling out fouls against Williams during the match. The family hopes to be compensated by the ringside physician and bout promoters due to the outcome that ex-boxer Prichard Colon had found himself in. Until this date, the results of the lawsuit have been made private. Years after his bout against Prichard Colon, the then undefeated Tyrell Williams continues to face hate over his attack tactics during his match against Colon. Williams has not fought or even stepped on the ring since Colon, going off the grid years after the match. However, 2 years after the match and a year after Colon had woken up in his 221-day coma, Williams returned. During an interview with The Ring magazine in 2018, Williams stated how he was also affected by that unfortunate night of 2017, although not to the same extent as what Colon had experienced. He told them days after that fight, Williams had prayed for Colon and will continuously do so. He stated in the interview, "There has been a lot of malicious stuff that's said about me, especially from the Colon family. If that's how they're going to cope with it, and it helps them heal, then that's what it is. I'm healing too. I'll be healing for the rest of my life." He has also stated that he's reluctant to fight again, especially because of the hate he's been getting in his Facebook page from the aggressive fans of Colon. Fighting against his state and trying to get back on his feet little by little, ex-boxer Prichard Colon has been an inspiration to many. The World Boxing Council had awarded Prichard Colon accolades for being a warrior, going as far as awarding him a WBC title. They stated that he would have gotten it inside the ropes anyways. He's made steady progress on his rehabilitation and is enjoying his life alongside his family. It was truly an ill-fated night for Prichard Colon. He had lost his career and his life overnight. Before you leave, be sure to hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on our latest video updates. It was honestly such a shame to see such talent go to waste, all because of one ill-fated night. Make sure you stay connected, and we'll see you on the next one.